Oh, welcome back here. It's RJB, and I've got a hot package for you. It's JH against Mong, or well, let's call him Voss for today because that's the name he's playing on. It's the name he's more well known by in the Korean community. Here on the Purple Protoss against Mong, the absolutely legendary professional Terran player, gracing us yet again with some awesome fastest map. Although this is from about 2 years ago, so he's not doing it again. But in the past, he's graced us for the future, so we can enjoy his gameplay again and again, and marvel at the beauty of high-level Terran. Now actually, JH, or Voss himself, is actually also a Terran main. He's not bad at Protoss by any means, he's actually pretty amazing at Protoss. Likewise, Mong, also an amazing Protoss player. So that means that we'll most likely see, in this set of games, we'll see both players switching around a little bit, playing Protoss and Terran. Like just switching every game. A little bit of a switcheroo. So both players get to enjoy playing their favorite race in arguably the most balanced of ways possible, I'd say. The Mong starts off with barracks first, into supply depot, into 2 barracks, actually not going for a third one, and uses 1 SB there to scout. Not building a third barracks is quite common with these very high level players, though he's gonna build a third one. So he's switching things up, I guess. Usually this SV here running on the other side of the map would have started building that third barracks, but instead he finished his first barracks and then started building the third barracks with the SV that finished the first one. Never actually seen someone do that. Never seen it before. But it is an interesting little change. Not sure how much it changes things, because all it does is allow you to scout faster with the SCV, get information a little bit quicker, maybe get a bunker rush or a marine rush on a choke off, but I assume these cannons are going to finish well before the marine ever gets there. I do think Mong at this point assumes, based off of finding and seeing that probe, that JH or Voss here is on the bottom corner on the 5 o'clock spawn location. Marine does... Ooh, he turns it around really quickly. Voss started off with Nexus, Forge, Pylon, Gateway, Double Cannon, Double Assimilator into a Cyber Core in that exact order. I know that just from looking. I've seen it so many times that I'm pretty sure that is exactly the sequence of buildings and actions he went through. Mong starts off with a very early wall construction in the front. Doesn't quite stop producing Marines, goes for 1 command center added on to his first one and double assimilator. No third command center, so looks like he's going to go for an early academy as well. There's the academy. He might try to get some medics into the mix once the academy finishes up. Doing a little bit of funky dancing there in the front. We all saw that one. A little bit of funky dancing, no purpose, just being funky, feeling the groove, feeling the magic, feeling the music. So double robo there coming out from Voss. Quite often I see Voss go for triple gateway first into 3 or 5 dragoons, and then he starts his robotics. This time around he's going for a more traditional approach. There's a Citadel of a Dune in the back as well. He's adding more cannons because he is fully aware that Mong really likes breaking through chokes. Like, he tries to break through chokes when he notices there's 4 cannons, not 5. When there's 5 cannons, it's very unlikely that you as a Terran can break through. But whenever he sees only 4 or 3 cannons, he will always attempt to break through those cannons with Stim and Medic. And maybe even add 2 or 3 fire bats, because it takes 1 more hit for a fire bat to die than it takes for a marine to die. So having a fire bat in there, maybe 2 or 3, it just really helps you break through those cannons. But there's 5 cannons, not 4, so he's not going to try as soon as he scouts and finds out there's 5 cannons. Supply depot number 2 there, coming up in the front. Factory already finished up. Gonna get a star there in the corner as well. So yeah, Mong is progressing quite nicely. Likewise, GH progressing very nicely himself as well. Getting level 1 armor, not level 1 weapon attack. Getting level 1 armor instead. Getting a Reaver Shuttle there in the front as well. I think Mong just scanned the choke to find out how many cannons there are. There's 5. He does have a large amount of Marines though. 2 groups of Marines. He might try. Mong might just be crazy enough to try. Doesn't look like it yet though so far. He might wait for Marine range. Zealots are moving out. He's... Ooh, very quick response from Mong. Ooh, that was very quick. Even before the Zealots were within attacking range, he moved forward and attacked. Like, that's really fast awareness and reaction time. So he gets 5 barracks in total. 1 starfighter in the back finishing up getting a control tower, which leads me to believe he's going to go for a dropship and not for raids. Shuttle already on the way across the map. He's expecting Voss to move out with the Reaver Shuttle and fight here in the choke. But Voss is actually ignoring the fight in the pathway. He's going to try to distract though. He's going to try to distract. The Zealots are moving forward. He's distracting him and he's sneaking in at the same time from this bottom left corner of Mong's base. And Mong, very slow on a response, pulling his SCVs to safety. Loses a large chunk of his SCVs. I think he got about 13 or 12. At least 1 full group of SCVs. So yeah, that's a very smart adaptation there from Voss. Mong was fully expecting Voss to pick a fight with the Marines, with the Reaver. He was expecting him to pick a fight. But Voss was smarter, went all the way around, ignored the fight, and went for the drop on the minerals while distracting, pretending to fight. So small little frontal attack, it got sealed off there with the supply depot, so the Zealots cannot get in. The Marines too are able to get through, but he pulls back. So Mong there tried to play smart and aggressive, but it kind of backfired because Voss, with more fastest experience, kind of tricks him into making a mistake. Ooh, some sweet Reaver Shuttle micro. The Marines are getting split really nicely. So he manages to minimize the amount of damage he takes, keeps most of his Marines alive, because at this point, being as broke as Mong is, he's not in a position where he can afford to lose a whole lot of units, because he really needs every single unit to defend. We have a tank truck there, gonna try to equalize the game. If he can hit some probes with the tanks, he can equalize the game. Got Storm on the way there for Voss. Reaver Shuttle there are going to land in the front. There is a tank, but it's a little bit far behind the depots and the bunkers. So he's unsieging. Going to crawl forward a little bit, siege up again, and still be outside of Reaver range. And still be outside of the range. So the attempt to save... That's a kind of a big mistake there on Mong's behalf. Had he moved this tank a little bit further forward, Voss would be forced to kind of relocate those Reavers, but now he's able to kill the supply depots in the front, go for the attack. Reavers unloading, Reavers shooting on the tank, takes down 1 tank, picks both Reavers up, gonna take down the other tank as well, takes on all the tanks, but loses all of the Zealots, so the Reavers have to fly away really quick, because Marines are on the chase. He thought about, oh, another attack there coming out from Voss. Voss is picking up the pace, going for another attack. Not giving Mong any time to breathe and recover. He's trying to recover though. He's repairing the bunkers, putting a new supply depot, unloading Reavers in the front yet again. Tank is too far away to shoot on the Reavers, so drop it on the bottom side, waiting to sneak in. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Both the Reavers go down with some target firing. Shuttle on the bottom side is going to try to sneak in while he is distracting in the front. Shuttle comes in, not responding yet. SCVs are still on the low ground. Templar storms. Templar gets a pretty good shot off. Kills 11 SCVs. Which means Mong is back on 30 SCVs in total. His economy not in great shape. In better shape than before, but in worse shape than 5 seconds ago. So Mong putting a lot of effort into recovering, but Voss is just... It turns out Voss is really good at distracting and setting up attacks while the opponent is not paying attention on the shuttle drop defense. Also, pretty good at spending his money. Pretty good at spending his money. 80 probes, very low minerals. He's spending like a madman. And he's not just spamming and spending. He's kind of spending with control and restraint and planning. So Templar Reaver shuttles there in the front, double shuttle there on the bottom side coming in. Got some Zealots there in the front trying to distract, but Mong this time around not falling for the trickery. Storms the Marines to death. One more Templar falling closer. SCVs are running away. Gets a storm off. Kills 14. And the Marines do arrive, but a little bit too late. That storm on the Marines and the slow dodge. Oh, it absolutely secured the success of that drop attempt. That was a successful one. It was a great one. 14 SCP kills, or 11. Not sure which one of the two it was. But Mong, again, kind of forced to sit back, kick back, defend, and lick his wounds. Not allowed to lick his wounds because he's already here showing up again at the front door with kind of the same attack. Reaver Zealot killing depots, trying to kill tanks. Not quite successfully hitting the tanks though. Does successfully kill those supply depots in the front time and time again, forcing Mong to spend money on rebuilding supply depots, which he doesn't want to do. Because at this point, when you're this broke, when you're this poor, when you have so few SCVs alive, so far and deep into the game, losing anything hurts. Losing anything snowballs the opponent into an advantage. Shuttle, oh, did he? He unloaded the Reaver, but the Reaver still went down? You saw that, right? You saw the Reaver there appearing for a single game tick and then dying too quick. That was interesting. I've never seen it before. A Reaver unloading and still dying because the shuttle died. So it tries to break through the front door. The drop didn't quite succeed, but this breakthrough, though, this is a breakthrough. 1, 2, 3, 4 structures killed. 1 depot, 2 depot, 3 depots, and a bunker. Killed some units there as well. He's making progress. Mong on 0-1 upgrades, getting level 2 weapon attack force Marines, which is something we don't often see. I think pretty much only Mong and Bjol, like the 2 professional players on fastest, they're the only 2 who continue getting Marine upgrades. Level 2 armor there for... Ooh, double storm dodges the storm, still kills a large group of Marines. Got more storms there packed up. This is kind of a low money style where you bring Templars in shuttles over to fight and storm whatever you can. Marines on the pushback there though. Mong successfully defends, but did lose 3 tanks. Lost about 20 Marines as well. More Templars arriving on the scene. Oh, that was a great storm. Marines in the bunkers are saving the day. Once he gets level 2 attack, it's going to be a little bit easier to defend, because then it will be level 2 attack against level 2 armor. But we have level 1 attack, level 1 shield, and level 3 armor on the way from Voss. This is a really good Protoss. Sometimes Voss's Protoss does not look as sharp, but this is definitely one of his cleanest, sharpest Protoss against Terran games I've seen, and it's against a player like Mong, which makes it even more impressive. Tries to break through, distracting in the front. Marines distracted. Ooh, Mong a little bit too distracted. SCVs are running away too. Ooh, that was an amazing SCV pull. Kills 3. That was really good. The timing. That was as close as it could have possibly been. That made the difference between winning and losing, although the front there is getting absolutely destroyed. And he doesn't have a lot of Marines left. Marines getting stormed, Marines unloading, Marines microing, running around, trying to get into the other bunker, but the game is over. Mong realizes the game is definitely over. No longer believes he can make a comeback. And honestly speaking, neither do I. I think Mong called GG exactly at the right moment. He realized, I lost fair and square. Voss absolutely bonked me. He got owned, and he knows. But now it's time for a comeback, as we've got another Terran against Protoss. But this time around, we've got the 2 players switching races, or so I believe. I have to check again. I'm not sure I saw it correctly, but I do think they switched up. They did not switch up. We've got Mong here on the yellow Terran yet again, which means we've got Voss on the pink Protoss right next to him on the 7 o'clock spawn location on the bottom left. So bottom middle, bottom left, 6 against 7 o'clock. Really close spawn locations. with all of the advantages and disadvantages that come with being this close to each other. Really close. These two players. I have some predictions to make, but predictions don't always come through. But I do feel that if Mong... Oh, wait. Mong is actually not going for barracks first. So I wanted to make a prediction that if Mong goes for barracks first and finds Voss's choke with the very first scout attempt, then Voss is in some trouble because Mong has really good early game rushing attempts, really good early game micro, macro, and multitasking, but way better than Voss's. Voss is good himself, but Mong's early micro, macro is, I think on fastest map, pretty much unmatched. Honestly, unmatched. He was the single best player. Like, he no longer plays fastest map in 2022. But back when he did, he was arguably the single best micro macro player. I'd say better than Brain. Definitely better than Brain. Brain was smarter though. Definitely, like Brain, he's got the name Brain, and he's arguably the smartest, fastest player out of everyone. He's got the name for a reason. That aside though, Voss doesn't get found out because Mong isn't trying to find him that fast. He's not trying to rush him. The Marine is still going to find that choke there though while the cannons are warping in. Imagine if this wasn't 8 barracks. Imagine if this was 8 barracks. You would have had the opportunity to kill those cannons before they finished up, although he is sending his units in all the wrong directions. He's assuming he's assuming Voss is everywhere except right here. Right next to him. Like, he's still going the wrong directions. Look at this. SCV going the wrong way. Marine returning back home to keep those probes from entering. SCV is gonna walk into those cannons. Might turn around in time. And it's gone. He tried to turn around, but not fast enough. And yet, look at this. JH is going for his triple gateway build order. The one I mentioned in the previous game, where he sometimes likes, or well, most of the times, likes to go for one gas, then he gets Cybercore, then he gets his second gas and triple gateway. Usually that means he's going to go for some Dragoons into the mix as well. It allows him to keep his the amount of cannons in his choke, it allows him to keep them at a low amount. Instead of having to go for 5 or 6 cannons, he can go for maybe 3. He's got those Dragoons mixed in to compensate for the low amount of cannons. And then, when the Terran decides to go for a frontal bust attack with Marine Medic and Stim, surprise, it's Dragoons ready to go into counterattack. Something Voss really likes. And if the Terran is not going for the attack there on the choke, the Dragoons being mobile, unlike the cannons, allows him to put those Dragoons up on hold position in front of the depots. And after that, he follows up with robotics, double robo, sometimes triple robo, sometimes single robo, and High Templars. But most of the time, it's double robo with a Citadel of a Dune. And then he formulates and creates the attack on the Terran. Mong, though, once again, going for a +1 command center, getting engineering bay and factory at the same time. He's mining from double refinery. Got Stim on the way, medics on the way as well. I honestly don't think he's going to try to break through. And here, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. The Dragoons have finished up. Dragoon range is on the way. He's waiting for Dragoon range to finish first, though. And then once Dragoon range finishes up, he's going to try to kind of attack the depots in the front while buying himself time for the Reaver shuttle. Got double robo on the way there here back at home, here in the front. Dragoons are slowly coming from across the map. We have the bunker finish up in the front. Oh, the Dragoons are bugging out. That was huge. Like, there's no reason to assume the Dragoons would be bugging out, but they did. He's keeping him at just a far enough distance to be able to attack the bunker. Bunker is not getting properly repaired. Oh, Mong is feeling funky. He goes for the counterattack, but his Marines can't all get through the supply depots at the same time. It might mean... I'm not sure who's going to win the fight. But Mong knows he's got to buy himself time. Kills most of the Dragoons. 4 Dragoons still alive. Dragoons going on the counter attack. There's no Marine range. There's only Stim. But Mong knows exactly what he can do with those Marines and medics. He knows his limits. The execution there with walking through the supply depots didn't quite work out as he had in mind. But he knows his limits. Look at him. He's just pushing back fearlessly. The Dragoons might be scary, but they're not as strong as they appear. It turns out, they're a little bit weaker. And he bought himself just enough time to get Siege Tank up and the Siege Mode up as well. He's going to attack with tank range. He's using the maximum tank range to hit the Dragoons. Dragoons walking away. So that right there showed a lot of game knowledge from Mong. And a lot of very good micro. And all the while he was attacking and microing, he was spending non-stop. Like you can see, Voss has kind of a lot of minerals, but Mong never went above 250 minerals while attacking and fighting and microing. So the Marines were turning. Mong just scanned Voss's choke. Shuttle comes in. Mong goes for the attack. Oh, loses a lot of Marines there to the Scarab. He's gonna lose. Ooh, yeah, that is gonna work out just fine. Did lose almost the entire Marine group. But what matters most, he does not lose any SCVs, does not lose too many of his Marines, and he defends the shuttle drop. The shuttle stayed alive though, which is kind of big for Voss. Means he can use the shuttle again to maybe put units on the high ground, to maybe shuttle units over. But Mong is gonna beat him to it. He's got a dropship moving forward and turning around because he spots out those 5 Dragoons that could intercept the dropship before the tanks unload and shoot all the probes. So he doesn't try, he just puts them on the high ground and gets himself into somewhat of an abusive position. He's gonna be the first player to abuse Voss instead of letting Voss abuse him. Because when you're this close to each other, the first player to start abusing the close proximity and the high ground tends to kind of win the game. So Mong is trying to beat him to it. He is supply blocked though because he's so occupied putting units on the high ground. Got a shuttle there flying across the map all the way around to try and abuse Mong's weak side. Great dropship tank micro there from Mong. Ooh. Don't often see it executed that well, but the guy, professional StarCraft player, their micro is just stupid. It's good. It's amazing. It's unmatched. Comes in from the bottom side, over Mong's weak side. Mong is not paying attention. Reaver arrives. Reaver kills 20 SCVs. Here's a couple more. Marines are coming back. SCVs trying to unstack, trying to run away. That Scarab did not explode on an SCV. Ooh, Scarab is on a chase. Scarab is not going to kill anything. Reaver shuttle both went down. Mong is hurt. But at least he's returning a little bit of damage to Voss, who's preparing another shuttle drop. There's a bunker in between, some turrets as well, and extended vision on the hill. Those units standing on the hill, which extends the turret range by quite a bit. Otherwise, you've got the story you got right here. The turrets can only fire on what they can see, and they cannot see up on the high ground. Here, they can. So it's a little bit harder to get drops in from this bottom corner, but he tries because he's got a Corsair in the mix. Marines are moving. Marines going to try to snipe the Templars. The Templars are not loading. Templars are storming on everything. SCVs did run away in time. Just in time. Loses 3 SCVs. Got one more Templar in the mix. He's got a storm and he kills, once again, a couple of those SCVs. How many did he kill? Let's see. He killed 5. So 8 SCVs went down in total. 4 minerals in the bank. 87 supply. Voss is having a great game. Voss is having a great game, and Mong, once again, gets caught by surprise from the weak side. He's got most of his protection and defenses on the strong side. He's got some offensive units on the high ground as well. Another drop there comes in. Please pull those SCVs to safety. It's Reavers! He's running right into the Reavers. Ooh, loses a large chunk, about 12 of them. Reavers still alive, killing most of the Marines. I think he picked one of them up. He did not. He lost all the Reavers really quickly. But there's Zealots killing buildings, killing Marines, bunker there, stays alive, repairs it just in time. Tanks are sieging up, no defenses in the front, and now we see an attack in the front. Voss is on point. He recognizes he saw those tanks coming down from the choke, and he immediately knows that, hey, there's no tanks in the front, might as well attack the front. But Mong quickly responds by moving his tank to protect his choke. He's got 2 tanks behind the choke, 2 tanks on the hill, relocates, and he's gonna try to at least prevent. Ooh, tank on the high ground, a temple on the high ground, storms the tank, kills the tank. Mong prevents... He prevents disastrous amounts of damage to his choke, does lose 2 tanks, and lost a supply depot, but he successfully defends for now. So Voss with a very quick read on the situation, but Mong with a quick response prevents disaster. Also do note how Voss very quickly adapted. He recognized he was losing gateways very quickly, so he went for carriers instead. Because units on the high ground are ooh, drop comes in. Templar Storms! Templar Storms! Double Storm! He kills, I think, about 7 or 5, somewhere in between that amount. Killed some Marines as well. He's on 95 supply, 35 SCVs, 35 minerals. Mong is not very rich, and he's got a surprise waiting for him. Carriers are finishing up. Carrier capacity not yet finished up itself, though. Level 1 armor for air, soon to finish up. I assume it's level 1 armor for air. It is level 1 armor. Ground is level 1 armor as well, so Voss really likes to get armor upgrades first instead of attack upgrades. I think that's kind of interesting. Most players, pretty much everyone goes for weapon first instead of armor. Voss is more kind of a tanky guy. He likes to get a little bit more protection on himself before he goes right in there and wreaks havoc. So here we see Voss, because he realizes that there's the opportunity for Mong to get tanks on the ledge and prevent him from leaving his base. He's going to build a proxy gateway base here. That he's no longer obstructed and prevented from moving out by those tanks on the hill or beyond the hill. A proxy base can really make a big difference in your ability to attack without issue, without problem. So the carriers are finished up. He's got a shuttle there in the mix as well, and a shuttle drop there flying across the map to once again go for Mong's weak side. Storms on the front, killed nothing there though. These storms on the front, carriers are coming in. Shuttle comes in, he's gonna try to snipe the shuttle with the Marines. Oh, wow. Wow, that was amazing. Unloading Marines from the bunker so he can snipe and target fire on the shuttle. But he's got a Reaver drop here coming on the right side. Reaver's killing armories, killing supply depots. He's gonna supply block him for a very long time, and the carriers are gonna be absolutely deadly when Mong has no armories. He needs Goliaths, he needs Valkyries. Without those 2 units, he cannot defend against the carriers. This is an absolutely great move from Voss. They're taking out the armories, supply depots, and killing a lot of Marines. Mong, in his current state, cannot defend against the carriers. If those armories had finished up and Goliaths had been produced and the Valkyries were on the way, this could have turned into a really long game. But now there are no more defensive options on the table for Mong. Mong is pushed into the corner, and he calls GG. Voss wins back to back with 2 really impressive Protoss against Terrans. Honestly, Voss has over the years, I mean this is from 2020, but I remember his games from 2018 and 2019. His Protoss in those 2 years was not as solid and smart and strong as this one. He's not necessarily a micro player, but he plays so smart. He reads the opponent perfectly and knows exactly what to do and where to hit him. This is a kind of Protoss that is on its own level in a different way. It's high level not because of micro, but because of macro and smart reading of the opponent's base and the map. This is the kind of Protoss I would prefer every single day over any other kind of Protoss, because it is smart, and smartness, in my opinion, really makes the big difference on fastest map. Some players say it's macro, some players say it's micro. I say it is being smart. You don't have to be the fastest player, but if you are the smartest player, hell yeah, you're gonna win a lot of games beautifully. Anyway, this is gonna be part number 1 of the video. 2 Protoss against Terran wins for Voss. In the next video, we're gonna dive into Mong playing Protoss and Voss playing Terran. So the tables are gonna turn a little bit. But those 2 replays are kind of long, so I'm gonna put them in their own video and upload this one as its own. 2 games, I think about 13 to 14 minutes, so I think we're about half an hour into the recording. Yeah, half an hour. I can see the recorder there, it says half an hour. So hope you enjoyed this one. I liked it, hope you liked it, and I hope you are excited to see Mong get some revenge in the next video.